What's going on, Trenton Thunder fans? Welcome to the first episode of Feel the Thunder. I'm John Bodner, the general manager of the team, and I am thrilled to welcome my co-host, President Jeff Hurley. Jeff, welcome to the podcasting game.
Thanks for having me. I doubt I was your first choice, but happy to join you here.
That's all right. I'm sure I'm going to get some feedback, some positive and negative for my selection. But
Probably.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're really looking forward to this. I mean, I teased it last week, but this is going to give Thunder fans an opportunity to hear a little bit more of what's going on behind the scenes. It's obviously been something that we wanted to do all offseason, the peek behind the curtain, and it's only going to get more exciting as we get closer to the season. The team gets announced, our coaching staff, all still to be announced, but it's just an opportunity for our fans to appreciate, what goes on in the front office, because I think a lot of them still think that we just take like a 6-month vacation once the season ends.
Yeah, there is so much that goes on, and all the planning and things that we're doing behind the scenes, the staff hard at work, that kind of stuff. So it'll be a cool thing, and really now, as winter is starting to come to an end and spring is coming, there's going to be so much more coming out for our Trenton Thunder fans. So we're excited to start this. I'm excited to be here with you, and let's rock.
Yes, 60 degrees next week. It's going to be, an opportunity to start a lot of projects going on around the ballpark. Really see the place come to life again. It's weird walking in and during the course of the winter seeing snow on the field, and everybody's just so excited to get back out there. Talking with the fans, they're excited to get back, and we have a ton of things still to come this offseason, which I think is really exciting. I think in past years, we made one big announcement, two big announcements over the course of the offseason. I mean, we are still releasing things day by day, week by week, and have a few things still to come. And obviously the big announcement, as we're recording today, was today, which we'll get into in a little bit, but still more to come this offseason, which is really exciting. And I think Thunder fans are going to be very, very happy with the work that's been done in the offseason.
Yeah, we've announced our manager already, Adonis, but we still have our coaching staff, we still have our roster, and then on the entertainment side, our promotions, a lot of stuff. So it's going to be a busy next couple months as we gear up for Thunder baseball.
Yeah. And of course, we have to mention our fantastic producers that are behind the camera. Ben Wolverton.
What's up?
Former producer of Bringing the Boom. The two OGs here. And
Remember
Liz
that.
Sikorsky, who's also behind the camera over there.
Hello.
We cannot do what we do, obviously, without them. So we'll probably never get Ben in front of the camera, but, that's just the way he likes it.
The question is going to be, and I think it's going to come out early, is who was your better co-host, me or B-Rock? And,
Yeah.
I mean, I think the money's on my side right now, but
I don't know if
we'll see.
I don't know if he's going to listen to every podcast and criticize the both of us, or if he's just going to boycott it altogether. But only time will tell.
Maybe we can ask him to be a guest host one time later on. I mean, we have more important people, but
Bottom of the barrel.
Butter up his ego a little bit. Let him co-host
we
an
can
episode.
always, do a survey on the website or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll probably come back very negative, but that's okay. But we mentioned a lot of exciting things, and we're going to get to our interview with Adonis, but that was obviously a recent announcement, and I think one that the fans are going to be excited for, a familiar face. We get into it with what it's going to be like for Adonis to become the manager of the team after being a hitting coach in the draft league for the past 2 seasons, one with Williamsport, one with the Thunder. But I think and we get into it a little bit with Adonis, but the legacy of the Trenton Thunder manager over the course of the team's history. I mean, he is really stepping into a role that's had high profile names, and we talk about that in other aspects of our the history of the team, on the broadcasting side, on the field maintenance side of things. But I mean, you rattle off the names, Ken Maka, and the guys that have produced, Tony Franklin, obviously a fan favorite.
DeMarlo Hale.
Yeah, and I mean, it's incredible the talent that has made its way through Trenton, and now being able to see Adonis, and who knows, as a young coach and a young manager, I'm excited to see where his future goes as well.
Yeah, you've had, Tony Franklin obviously brought 3 championships here. Patrick Osborne brought our 2019 championship. Then Manto, who's a huge friend of the organization, and he brought a championship in the first year of the draft league. And I think something that helps us is just being familiar with Adonis, him being familiar with the Trenton Thunder, and his familiarity with the MLB draft league as well as we continue to grow this league, and the player talent becomes that much better year after year after year. I'm excited to have Adonis. He's a great person too, which is very helpful for me and you as we're dealing with situations with the team and the coaching staff and stuff like that. But couldn't be more happy to see Adonis back with the Thunder in this role, following Jeff Manto after 3 seasons. Hopefully Jeff is still a familiar face around the organization. I think he will be, but certainly happy to have Adonis joining the Thunder as the new manager here.
Yeah, it's exciting, and like we mentioned kind of in the preview, we'll have the opportunity to release some of the coaching staff as that continues to get finalized. So obviously that'll be part of our discussion, as we continue down this podcasting journey. But
we're going to have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we are. And we're, it's going to be fun, and we're going to have a lot of great guests, and you're going to hear from Adonis in just a few minutes. But we have some big news to recap from the time that we recorded today. And so just a few days by the time you're hearing this, and continue to be more development. But we have a mascot that's right in the middle of a presidential race.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to see this idea come about, and the staff really get excited about it. And you were at the ceremony or the press conference today at the Foundation Academies in Trenton, and it's just a cool thing. The what came out on Friday, the video and the press release and the merch and stuff like that. It's going to be a lot of fun with what we're doing for the Trenton community and the school supplies that we can give at the end of the season.
It's always fun to see a vision come to fruition. I mean, a lot of prep work goes into something. And an event like today, I mean, just being able to get everything on the Thunder side, and then it's incorporating, our partners. I mean, we wouldn't have been able to do this without Fast Signs of Lawrenceville. We wouldn't have been able to do this without Foundation Academies and their amazing staff that they have over there, allowing us to be in their gym, being with their honor roll students today, and it exceeded every expectation, I think, that we had as a staff. The energy that they brought, the energy that our staff brought, and it was a fun morning, and it continued into the afternoon with sharing the release, and already the feedback that we've gotten. Boomer is such a part of this community, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. You mentioned the school drive. We already have Dan Schweck reaching out to us about how the Miracle League of Mercer County can get involved. We have the yard signs that are available for people to come up, so we're going to be seeing it around. People are going to be just driving by and see Boomer for the People everywhere. And that's the goal. That's the goal of this. But it's also our opportunity as an organization to use our platform to step up for our community. And this school drive is, the foundation piece of this campaign. Being able to make a difference in our community is something that is so important for the Thunder, and it's just another opportunity for us to continue that.
We continue with the Thunder to say community, community, community. It's so important for us, and we really try and walk the walk as well. We had Tyrell Smith from Smith Family Foundation reach out as well after the release. So, we try and give so much back to the community, and this is just one thing. Boomer being one of the most recognizable figures for the Trenton Thunder, and it was just a great thing to see. Congratulations to the staff who planned this, put all the hard work. We made many visits to the Foundation Academies to make sure we were ready. We were there early this morning, making sure everything was set up, making sure all the kids got T-shirts. So it was just a great thing to see the entire staff come together for this and make it come to life, and I think it went out without a hitch.
Yeah, and I think the fan involvement portion of this is what makes this separate and different than your traditional theme night. I mean, the theme night literally started on Friday, and it's going to continue all year. It's going to continue to when, who knows how much school supplies we're going to be able to go and donate. But, it's really going to be capped off with a couple events that, with our partners NJEA, and continue like I mentioned with the fast signs and the Boomer for the People bobblehead that is going to sit on people's desks for lifetime. And it's a unique giveaway. It's one that people love. They love the bobbleheads. But it was just an opportunity for us to do everything we do. It really captures all of it: community, promotions, and the opportunity to give back. And so anytime you can combine that all together, I mean, this is going to be something that we're talking about from February 23rd until, whenever it is we make that donation of the school supplies. And that's what separates this from your typical theme night or your typical promotion.
Yeah, you're going to be driving around seeing these Boomer for the People signs. Boomer visiting different locations for his campaign. Mike Warren, our radio broadcaster, as his campaign manager, traveling around with him, and it's going to be a lot of fun. The message is clear, and I think Boomer has a chance.
Yeah. I certainly think he does. I mean, he's very popular, at least in the Mercer County and the surrounding areas. So we're excited, and who knows where this campaign. I mean, we could be talking 2 weeks from now. With this thing taking off. I mean, it's only been a couple of hours, and here we go. So, but we're excited, and just going back to this podcast, it's things like this, it's conversations like this that we'll be able to have, and give people a little insight of what goes behind the scenes and how this came about and where it's going to go. And it's a new avenue that we have to continue to explore.
Yeah, we started talking about this idea back in September, October. So here we are at the end of February. 4 or 5 months of preparation to make this announcement, and that's going to be a lot of the stuff that, as we've released our promotions, as we release some new fun ideas, it wasn't something that just came about on a Monday in the office and we release it on Friday. It's months and months of preparation, making sure that we have the idea and make it come to life of how we release it as well, and going live at the Foundation Academies for the press conference was a real neat experience to see that, and the 150 to 200 kids that were involved, their students, just cool to see, and how excited they were too. I mean, they were cheering, and
it was absolutely electric. I mean, from the time we got there and they started to come in, Boomer getting them excited. We did we read Boomer at the bat, before we went live, with myself and Mike. And Boomer, of course, and it was just, it was such a fun environment to be in. And again, the expectations were high, and we hit it and exceeded it. And it's just, sky's the limit for this promotion. I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Boomer at the bat, that brings back memories.
Yeah, it was fun. It's always a great time to read that, and the kids get into it. Boomer gets into it. Well, we do have to get to our interview with Adonis.
Well, before that, I think something that we should bring up that's pretty exciting is the fact that spring training games actually start this past weekend, tomorrow as we record it on a Friday. But it's going to be cool to see live baseball back, and for us being in this business for quite a number of years, to actually see games happening down in Florida or Arizona, that means we're that much closer to our season here in Trenton.
It is. It's one of the best time of year. You get to see your team, whoever your rooting interest is. Everybody has a chance. But yeah, you're right. Live baseball. I mean, and it only took about an inning or two for the Dodgers to start pummeling somebody. So we all have that to kind of look forward to this year.
You can't win a World Series in the first inning of spring training.
That's fair.
But yeah, they did look good.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, and it's always great too when the local teams have success. I mean, obviously the Phillies back-to-back years being in the World Series and then falling just a game short. Obviously the Yankees. With the offseason they had, acquiring Juan Soto. So it's always fun. I won't mention the Mets because they're having a little bit of a rough week, but Mets are going to Met a little bit. But it's an opportunity for us to see the game we love and see the game that's going to happen here. And we know now that it's right around the corner, and people are going to be talking about it. And that means when they're talking about baseball, they're talking about the Phillies, they're talking about the Yankees, they're talking about the Mets, but they're also talking about the Trenton Thunder.
And then you're going to be able to watch, a lot of Thunder alumni who have come through here, many as, that are already in the big leagues, but also our younger players that were just drafted over the last couple years. Maybe they'll get some time in these spring training games, or if not, we'll be able to start following them in the next couple months. So certainly exciting times to see that. And as we sit here, even though it's going to be warmer next week, typically we're in the 40s and 50s, and we're dreaming about the 70s and 80s that they see down in spring training. So it's going to be here soon.
So before we get to Adonis, one of the best things about baseball in the stadium is the ballpark food. We have a lot of great options here at the ballpark. So, Jeff, I'm gonna rattle off 5 ballpark foods.
This wasn't in my contract. I didn't know this was going on.
It's baseball, curveballs. You got to be able to hit them. If everything was 99 down the middle, everybody would be a great baseball player.
To prep this. Okay.
So I've got 5 ballpark foods, and you're gonna rank them for me. However, you are not gonna know what's coming next. So I'm going to give you one. You're going to put it on your list, and we'll see how we go. So
I'm going to hide my iPad too.
Just so everybody knows you're not cheating.
I'm not cheating.
So this is blind ranking 5 ballpark foods without knowing what's coming next.
Okay.
All right. So your first is the standard, just the ballpark hot dog.
I'm going to go number 2.
Number 2. That's high, but we'll see. So from there, we're going to go chicken tenders and fries.
It's more of a kid's meal. I'm now an adult, so I'm going to go 4.
I think you're going to be happy about your list so far because the next one we're going with is an ice cold beer.
And number 1.
Yep, no doubt.
Yeah, there's nothing better than going to a game with a beer and a hot dog.
All right, so just
priorities are.
yeah. So you've got 1, 2, and 4. So we're just looking for 3 and 5, and we've got a couple of good contenders here. So the soft serve ice cream.
I'm not a huge dessert guy at a ballpark. I like going for my dessert being another beer. So I'm going to put the ice cream at 5.
Okay. And I think to round out your list at number 3
it's pork roll.
Is the Thunder Dog.
Which has pork roll on it. So
and it has the hot dog in there as well.
Case pork roll. You're welcome, Tom Dolan.
So just to recap, you went cold beer 1, hot dog 2, Thunder Dog 3, chicken tenders and fries 4, and soft serve ice cream 5. Feel good about your list?
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 could be very interchangeable as well. But yeah, I think good start.
Yeah, good start. All right, so with that, let's kick it over to our interview with Adonis Smith. So Adonis, first and foremost, congratulations are in order. Welcome back to the Trenton Thunder, but first year as manager, obviously so well deserved, and we're so happy to have you back for another season in Trenton and back as our manager for the 2024 season.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you. It's a true blessing, kind of a dream come true, just to be in the league for a couple of years and to have this honor to be in such a great place such as Trenton, I think is fabulous, and I'm just itching at the bit to get there and get started.
So we have a lot of behind the scenes things that we want to ask you about today, but since we're on the conversation of becoming the Trenton Thunder manager, you're following in the footsteps of a local legend, Jeff Manto. Obviously, having served under Jeff, what's something that you took from Jeff that you're going to apply, or just assuming the role after three seasons with Jeff at the helm. How are you feeling assuming those responsibilities?
Honestly, I think it's going to be a seamless transition. I mean, I was kind of under Jeff's wing, and what a guy to kind of learn under. I mean, I thought I knew baseball when I came, and just to sit and listen to him, hear him talk and just analyze certain situations, how to handle players, both on and off the field, how to, deal with the clubhouse. Just overall, just was a great experience to learn under Jeff. And I'm looking forward to just at least taking bits and pieces of what he told me and kind of what he showed me and making it my own. But for sure, want to continue that legacy of that growth that he gave me.
What do you think is going to be your biggest adjustment, now taking the manager role as opposed to the role you've been in over the past couple of seasons, obviously serving some time with the Williamsport Crosscutters in 2022 and then the last season with us here in Trenton?
I'm not really for sure. I know I like to be hands-on and do a lot of things, and I'm not a micromanager type of person. I want to let our staff do their thing, but I just want to be in there with them. So as far as not being solely as much hands-on and letting the other coaching staff do their thing, obviously I want to be able to implement and kind of speak and show whenever I can. But that's probably the hardest thing is just not being on the day-to-day grind of throwing BP every day, which I will throw, but also just kind of look at the broader scope of what it is to keep the ball club together, unite, and build piece by piece. Looking at the pictures from the different perspective, kind of seeing what things go in day out from all genres. So that's kind of the biggest thing for me.
Adonis, you now going on your second year in Trenton, but last year was kind of a special one where we were able to win the first half, host a championship game. Can you talk about a little bit about how last year was, how the team played throughout the year, and how much a special year was it for you to be involved in having a team that got to the championship?
It was I tell people all the time, it was probably one of the most special teams that I've ever been a part of. They were I wouldn't call it nonchalant, but just more or less confident in their ability, confident in that things would get done. I mean, there would be times where we'd be down 6-0 in the third, and next thing you look up, it's 11-6. We got 14, 15 hits on the board. It was just a super good group of guys, and with the second half, they had to kind of piggyback onto that type of persona of just culture that was kind of set by that first half group, which I think they did very well. But it was a special year last year, being able to win the first half convincingly and to kind of play in the championship game.
You've been around the draft league now for a few years, and obviously you've been in a number of clubhouses over the course of your time in baseball and your career. What is it like, in the draft league, operating really two different cultures, two different teams? It's just one day the first half team is there, and the next day it's a completely different roster. What's the mindset, that first couple days of the second half of, like Jeff said, you come off winning the first half, and now it's a whole new batch of players, and you have to install that chemistry and the success and build off of that first half. How do you manage that with a whole new group of guys?
I think it's just being yourself, being open and honest to the guys, and letting them know, and setting the tone of kind of what we're here to do and what they're here to do. Their whole goal is to kind of move up and move on. So when you set the tone like that and being truly genuine, I think it allows for an easy transition for players to kind of feel like they're part of something and feel comfortable making that first step into the professional level.
Within this the draft league, we've seen it on the outside looking in because we're not in the clubhouse or playing on the field, but we've definitely seen the on-field talent continue to grow, to continue to there's more draft picks, more free agent signings, but we're on the outside looking in as front office staff and fans. What do you see as someone that's in the clubhouse every day, how the league has continued to grow year after year?
I tell you what, there is a lot of talent out there, and it's definitely foreseen in the first half. I know there's a slight drop off in the second half, but the first half, I think guys are super, super hungry, super eager to get out and showcase their talent and what they can do, given that MLB has dropped the rounds from 40 to 20. So I think there's quite a few guys that we get, I guess across the league that can play. And it's evident, and I think it just accelerates and elevates the level of play, and it's fun. It's definitely fun to watch. It's competitive day in and day out, from practice and on to the games, and it's been a blast, really. I mean, just to watch the amount of arms we have, and I tell guys all the time, like, there's guys throwing anywhere from 94 to 100, but the hitters on the other side, they're turning around 94, 95 like it's nothing. So it's really special to see guys, come in and perform and kind of live up to the hype of, kind of what they've done in the past and kind of accelerate their process of getting drafted or signed.
And how much are you able to continue to follow the players that are drafted or signed throughout the season? I know, you have a hectic schedule yourself with our games, but how much are you able to follow these guys after they're playing in affiliated ball?
One rule I have is that, the guys that I touch, and you don't necessarily touch everyone, but especially being a hitting coach, you have a lot of time with these guys. And, I reach out and I'll let them know, like, hey, I'm here for you. Whatever you need from me, I'm going to check up on you. I'm going to send you text. And, all I ask for you is whenever you make it to the big leagues is just, I want tickets. I don't want money. Just give me tickets wherever you're at. I'm going to come and check you out. And a lot of them take heed to it. They understand that I'm there to help them, that I'm truly there for them. I don't want anything from them. I just want to be a part of their journey into doing whatever it is they can do to play at the highest level.
Adonis, who's a member of last year's team that, maybe under the radar a little bit, but that you've identified as somebody that could potentially have an impact at the next level?
Chris Brito.
Right. Very popular name.
Chris Brito. He is by far one of the guys that I tell the guys too. I also get reached out by a lot of farm directors and some players and some people in front offices across, affiliated teams. And he was one of the ones that I got calls from, and they just say the kid just hits, he just plays. And I said, he was a guy, I told you, with the game on the line. Anybody in the clubhouse, I want him at the plate. He just hits. He just knows how he's even kill, as we talk in the baseball world. He's not up, he's not down. He understands the game. If anyone's somewhat figured it out in a sense of staying level-headed and being confident in his ability, it's him.
That's one person that I remember from last year's team, partly because he's a Rutgers kid who's, right around the corner from here. But it was great to see. And he continued to hit and to rake as after his Trenton Thunder time throughout the entire summer. And I believe now he's signed on with an affiliate. So good news for him.
So, Adonis, one of the highlights of the 2024 season was the Savannah Bananas coming to Trenton. Obviously a hot topic amongst, the baseball world right now. They've kind of captured an energy by storm. You had a front row seat to it, and the Trenton Thunder had a front row seat to what was going on. Not every one of their games was the host ballpark's team featured. That was something relatively unique to Trenton. Can you walk us through that day a little bit? And, because I'm sure not everybody, behind the scenes was up and ready to do this. So can you give us like a glance of what it was like the morning of and how it transitioned throughout the day? And then once the game started, because from, the naked eye, it definitely appeared to shift once the guys kind of started to see what was going on.
That day was a special day, and I honestly didn't know how it was going to shape up, even going from all of the rehearsal in the beginning just to kind of figure out. And then but once the game time hit and you started seeing the different antics of not only the Bananas but just the Trenton Thunder team kind of getting geared up to kind of play banana ball, it was pretty cool. And I would never have thought that I would ever see a guy on stilts pitching the baseball or any of the amazing, crazy, whatever you want to call it, things that happen on a baseball field. But it was a special day, and the crowd was into it. I didn't know how to react as coaching third base or first base, because instinct's going to tell you, we're going to coach it like regular baseball, and it's kind of hard to get that out of your mind. But at the same time, you want the guys to have fun, you kind of enjoy the moment. So, that was an interesting day for sure.
What kind of impact do you think the Bananas have had on the baseball world, and specifically with the youth and the upcoming players that see this on their social media platforms on a daily basis. What type of impact have they had, and as it continues to develop on our game?
I think it's definitely provided a sense of excitement, in a sense, for those people that don't already see baseball as exciting. I'm a huge, obviously, baseball guy. You guys as well. So we look for baseball for what as it is, but on the outside, there's other people that say, "Oh, baseball's boring," and they provide a different aspect for those viewers to kind of say, "Oh, well, maybe I will go check out a baseball game after seeing the Bananas," not necessarily because they know that it's not going to be like a Savannah Bananas game, but maybe they start to kind of learn and understand what things or how things are played at a normal baseball level. But I think they're providing a huge impact to bringing fans out to just enjoy the game of baseball.
What are you most looking forward to for the 2024 season? Pitchers and catchers have reported we're getting there. What's getting you excited about coming to Trenton for this upcoming season?
Oh man, I'm just excited to be in to write out my first lineup card. I did it last year whenever Mick was out of town for his Phillies alumni weekend, but it hasn't really set in that I'm actually the manager. I've had family members text me, I have friends text me, my LinkedIn's blowing up, my text's blowing up. But for me, it's a surreal moment, but it's a moment that I truly believe in myself, that I'm excited to kind of further my career in this game. But to write out that first lineup card is something that I'm really looking forward to. Looking forward to building the relationships with the new players and seeing how I can impact them on a mental level as well as a baseball level as well. But I want to ensure that these kids are going to become men and professionals, not just baseball players. I want them to leave here with something that's going to help impact the rest of their lives.
Well, Adonis, we sure are excited to get you back here to Trenton. It's going to be a great 2024 season. So thank you for your time today, and we'll be seeing you real soon at the ballpark.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys again. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Adonis. We'll see you soon.
The Feel the Thunder podcast, the official podcast of the Trenton Thunder, is produced by Liz Sikorsky and Ben Wolverton and recorded live in Trenton, New Jersey. For information on tickets, promotion, and all things Thunder, visit TrentonThunder.com. Subscribe to Feel the Thunder on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find your podcasts.